The Blue Jays get a much needed victory today as they win the finale, the mini two-game set against the Red Sox at Fenway Park, 6-3, and improve to 8-10 on the year. A lot of great offensive performances today. Now, it helped that Garrett Richards was an absolute gong show on the mound early in the ballgame, but let's break this thing down, a 6-3 win over the Red Sox to split the two-game set. And that's a beautiful job by the Blue Jays today. In the top half of the first inning, as I mentioned, Garrett Richards cannot throw a strike to save his life early on in the game. The Jays take advantage, get a couple of base runners on base. Biggio walks. Bichette gets hit by a pitch. Bring it up, Vladdy, and he rips an RBI single, scoring Cavan Biggio, who led off this game. If you watched the Instagram Live yesterday, I was mentioning that he should be leading off just for the fact of, he's a guy that takes a lot of pitches. He's a guy that walks a lot. That's where you want at the top of the shop. Obviously, George Springer is going to be there when he gets here. But for the meantime, Cavan Biggio should be the guy leading off. I don't care what the batting average suggests. You get on base, you will make an impact. And he did in the first inning. What a job for Biggio getting on base. And then Vladdy bringing him home to put the Blue Jays in front 1-0 early on. Top half of the second inning. Once again, Richards cannot find the zone to save his life. The Blue Jays get a couple base runners. And then Lourdes Gurriel Jr. hits a sacrifice fly. Marcus Semien comes around to score. It was a sacrifice fly to right field to Alex Verdugo. And Semien, who is batting sixth in the lineup today, which makes a lot more sense, comes around to score because he had a pretty good offensive ball game today. And the Jays are now up 2-0. Good stuff. Then, Cavan Biggio hits an RBI ground out, but I'm okay with that, right? You have a guy at third base, I think it was Palacios, who advanced on the sac fly from Gurriel. And Biggio, you got to think about it this way, right? Small ball may not look beautiful. It may not be something that shows up on the highlight reel all the time, but it is gorgeous. It is beautiful because it helps your team and you're able to manufacture runs. You saw the sacrifice fly from Gurriel, good stuff. Cavan Biggio, the guy at third base, you want to keep the ball to the right side of the field. What does he do? He pulls the ball, hits it to, I think it was to second base. In comes Palacios. Yeah, Biggio got out, but the run comes in to score, and the Blue Jays now lead it 3-0. Then Bo Bichette comes up, and again, this is what happens, right? When you're able to get these extra RBIs, right? It allows Bo Bichette to come up, and he hits an RBI single. It was the next batter, and then Danny Jansen comes around to score because he got on base via the walk, and the Blue Jays now lead it 4-0 after 2 innings. This is what I have talked about. I mentioned on the live yesterday. Go check it out on Blue Jay Center. They're actually live right now, so you'll be able to see it after it's posted on the IGTV page of Blue Jay Center. So go check that out. My good buddies are over there talking about this game that we're talking about right now. So go check that out on Blue Jays Center. And the Blue Jays got the early offense. This is what we talked about a lot. You need to get going with your offense early because your pitching staff, you just don't know what you're going to get. Right, with Ryu, you know what you're going to get for the most part, and you know what you're going to get for the most part from Steven Matz, but everybody else is kind of a wild card. You got to get that early offense, get the lead early, and the Jays did that with a 4-0 lead after 2 innings. Now, did they hang on for dear life to that lead? They did. Bottom half of the 4th inning, Rafael Devers. It's an RBI ground out of Tommy Malone. It's a 4-1 game. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, Kiki Hernandez. It's an RBI double. In comes Marwin Gonzalez. And just like that, it's a 4-2 game, and they have the bases loaded. And it's like, oh my God. But they got out of it. They found a way to get out of that inning. Bottom half of the 8th inning, Rafael Dolis comes in to face the meat of the order. Gives him a home run to Bogarts, but you can't really fault Dolis because I don't know how the heck Bogarts hit that, let alone out of the ballpark. Makes it a 4-3 game. We're all sitting here freaking out like, oh my God, this is not going to happen. Later on in the inning, Cavan Biggio, why he's playing third base, I don't understand it. Yes, he made a couple of good plays in the ladder after the error, but he had a ground ball. It was a little chopper. It was an easy play, inning over, but he throws it in the dirt. Vladdy can't pick. He can't blame him. He can't pick everything. And now they have runners at second and third with 2 out instead of the inning being over. Biggio actually gets the next ball hit to him, and he throws a seed right across to Vladdy to end the inning, and he gets the last out of the ball game. But why is Cavan Biggio playing third? I don't get it. Now you go to the top half of the 9th inning. Not expecting the Blue Jays to get any more offense because they hadn't got any offense since the second inning. But Alejandro Kirk, good to see him get some offense because the Jays' catching position really hasn't got anything going with the bat. But he takes a ball the other way on a line. In comes Bo Bichette with the RBI single from Alejandro Kirk, giving the Jays a 5-3 lead. And I think at that point, every Jays fan's like, okay, we can breathe for a second here. But the Jays weren't done. Next batter, Randall Grichuk, he hits an RBI single. Vladdy comes in to score. And the Blue Jays lead it now 6-3. And every single Jays fan's like, oh, thank God. Oh, we can breathe for a minute here, right? And obviously, Tim Mayza was out there for the ninth, gets the first, I think he allows a base runner, then gets two guys out. And then Anthony Castro gets the final out of the ball game. And the Jays hang on for dear life to win this game 6-3, and as I mentioned earlier, improve to 8-10 on the season. All right, let's break down some numbers here and talk about who did what. Bo Bichette, great night to play for him. Him and Grichuk went 2 for 4 yesterday. Bo follows up with another 2 for 4 game. He has an RBI and scores a run, so back-to-back great games for Bo Bichette. Vladdy had a couple of games of offers, but not in this game. He was great. 2 for 3, scores a run, gets an RBI, and he walks twice. Vladdy gets on base 4 times today, gets an RBI and scores a run. This guy is something else. I don't know. I mean, his eye at the plate is just incredible. He's seeing the ball so damn well, and he's just looking absolutely phenomenal. And Randall Grichuk, like I said earlier, he went 2 for 4 yesterday. He went 2 for 5 with an RBI today. So a great job for Randall Grichuk, continuing to swing the bat well because this team needs it right now with guys like Teoscar Hernandez and George Springer on the cusp of coming back into the lineup. So it's great stuff there for the Blue Jays. And Marcus Semien, as I mentioned, was batting 6th in the lineup today, finally got taken out of the leadoff hole. Nothing against him. I just don't think he's a leadoff hitter. But he went out there in the 6th spot, and he had a 2 for 4 ball game. Scored a run, had an RBI. That's more like Marcus Semien because he's not the forefront of the offense. When you're batting 6th, you can go out there and just do your thing. So a great job for Semien. He looked a lot more comfortable in the number 6 hole, getting a 2 for 4 game with a run scored and an RBI. So a great job from Semien. Let's get to the mound here, and Trent Thornton got the start today. Initially, we were thinking Anthony Kay was going to get the start, but we heard yesterday that Trent Thornton was going to get the ball for his first start of the season, and he went 2 innings, allowed a couple hits, and that was it. So a great job for Trent Thornton in the 2 innings that he was out there. Tommy Malone went out there. And in his first couple innings, he was all right. But he went 2 1/3, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, struck out 4 guys. It's funny, his fastball is 85, yet he finds a way to strike out a ton of guys. His changeup is just filthy, though. I think that's probably why. But again, Tommy Malone, had that rough, what inning was that, the 5th inning? Right, gives up the ground out to Devers in the 4th, which really not a big deal. And then he gets into some trouble there in the bottom half of the 5th inning. But overall, not a bad outing for Tommy Malone, but again, you were looking for some innings out of him, and you got 2 1/3. We'll take it no matter what. David Phelps went out there to kind of get out of that mess. I think, did he give up that? I don't think he gave up that run. I can't remember what it was, but he went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, walked the batter, and got a strikeout. So it's good to see David Phelps back out there for the Blue Jays and pitching after getting hit with that line drive not too long ago. So it's good to see for him. And Ryan Borucki went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, walked 1, and got a couple strikeouts. In that 1 inning, in his final inning, it looked like it might get a little rough. The leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter, and we're like, oh, this is not very good. But he gets a ground ball double play to end the inning, so a great job for Borucki in his 2 innings of work. And Rafael Dolis went an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, walked 1, and struck out 2. Found a way to get out of that 8th inning. It's not a Rafael Dolis inning if you're not pulling your hair out or you're sweating buckets. But he did a job. He got out of the inning, and that's all you can ask of him. And Tim Mayza went 2/3 in an inning, gave up 1 hit and a strikeout. And then Anthony Castro went out there and got the 1 guy he faced a ground out to third base, Kevin Biggio, to end the ball game as the Blue Jays not even up the series. They split the series 1 game apiece with the Boston Red Sox. Now, the Blue Jays' focus now turns to Tampa, to Tropicana Field, taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Friday, 7 p.m. The Jays have another day off tomorrow, and that's great news, Jays fans, because we're hearing of some rumblings that on Friday or Saturday, we could be seeing some fellas coming back. We're hearing Tyler Chatwood's ready to go. We're hearing Romano's ready to go pretty much. George Springer's that close to coming back. Teoscar Hernandez, whenever his COVID time's up, he'll He'll be back, and that seems to be Friday, Saturday, this weekend set against the Rays. Reinforcements are on the way for the Blue Jays, and considering all the injuries this team has dealt with, and they're 8-10, take that in for a second. It's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. And considering that no one else has run away with things, the Yankees are 6-11. You know, the Orioles are 8-10. I think the Rays are in and around the same as us and the Orioles. And obviously the Red Sox have been playing some pretty good baseball, but you just beat the Red Sox. So you're doing all right. I think they're like 12-7, so they're not really running away with the division. You know, the Jays just need to keep doing what they're doing. So early in the year, guys, you just got to take it for what it is. You split a set against the Red Sox. That's great. Day off tomorrow. Go to Tampa and hope the guy to get some good pitching, because it's going to be a pitching duel in Tampa. It always is. We all know that. The question is, who's going to be in the lineup? How's the lineup going to look? And what's the bullpen going to look like? Reinforcements are coming, Jays fans. All questions are, what's going to be happening on Friday? That's the question moving forward, right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game there this evening, even though you were pulling your hair out probably half the time, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game today, all right? Twitter's down below for myself. Follow, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. The Instagram link is down below, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow as they are taking on the, whatchamacallits, the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow night, I think it's 7 or 8 p.m. puck drop there in Winnipeg as the Buds look to finally get back in the win column. Like, please just get a W. Nick Foligno and Ben Hutton, I'm assuming they're both going to be in the lineup tomorrow, so that's exciting for Leaf fans watching that game tomorrow. As for the Raptors, their next contest is on Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. tip-off against the New York Knicks. Right now, Raptors are playing great, winners of 4 in a row. They're looking for win number 5 straight against a really, really good Knicks team, winners of 8 straight games. They're feeling real good and are now 4th place in the Eastern Conference. Hey, a big test for the Raptors there on Saturday afternoon. I'm assuming everyone's going to be in the lineup that was in the lineup today. Let's see what we can do against New York at MSG tomorrow on Saturday afternoon. As for the Blue Jays, their next game, as we've talked about, is on Friday night, 7 o'clock first pitch at Tropicana Field in Tampa. The Jays always love playing there. Game 1 of the 3-game set there. We're not too sure who's on the mound for the Blue Jays as of right now. No matter what, though, the Blue Jays got to have their hitting shoes on because they have to swing the bat. The Rays, they're going to come out swinging. You always know that. They're a damn good team. They will come out and hit. The question is, can the Blue Jays? And that's what we have to wait and see, all right? So winners, they're 8-10, good stuff. Got to find a way to get the W in Tampa in Game 1 on Friday night, all right? So you know what, guys? Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.